If you see what this Almajiri boys did to this family, you'll be very shocked. Let me share the gist. A friend of mine called me to narrate what happened to them. And I was like, has it gotten to this extent? Hey, God will help us. So she said she decided to start a business that she'll be doing to help her family. So the person that is going to work on help her to start the business said they needed a NAFDAC number. She said, okay, no wahala. Let me get a NAFDAC number. It took time, but she finally got this NAFDAC number. And it started as a standard international business because she wanted to be exporting too. Back to another gist. She lived in a two-bedroom apartment. She shared with another, like the two flats in one building. So the other flat belonged to a woman. She's also from the northern part of Nigeria, but she was their neighbor. They had no mutual connection that much. They were just like hello, hi, that kind of greeting. So this Hajia like this, she normally like those Almajiri boys normally come to her to like, I want to help you to sweep, or I want to help you to sweep. Or they will sweep finish, she will give them money and they will go. Is that not it? Normal. So they used to come down, and this my friend and her husband, she knew that okay, this Almaji boy just come and help this woman, and it's the general compound they stay. Oh. So this fateful day, this woman not used to be around. She went to work. This Almaji boy came alone, and the husband was about going out. And I'm like, who is knocking? Who is banging on the door? He went to check, but he did not really open the door. He just look at it through the hole, for security reasons now. So when you look at it, this boy, what are you doing here? Say, you want to sweep. Oh. And I said, okay. Well, you're the only one now. Where is the remaining ones that used to come with you? Say they are not around. Say, okay, go and bring them. When you bring them, you come and sweep. So she was like, why are you telling him to come and sweep? The woman is not around. She said, he may not come back now. It just so it will not make the boy feel bad or something like that. Just for them, 30 minutes before the man left, this boy came with the other boys that used to sweep. They used to be like three or four. They come and sweep. So when they came, he now said, just allow them sweep. He gave the wife money and said, okay, give them the finish. They swept and they left. So another time again they came. She was the only one during the daytime. So she felt like it would be them. Or they cannot even open the door because she don't have that strength to start checking them. They should be sweeping. She left them. So these children now realize that it seems it's in the morning, that this woman husband used to be around, that they used to open door for them during the daytime. Nobody used to answer them. They said coming in the morning. So one day like this, they came and they swept and they left. She locked the door because she's the only one. The man must have gone out by that time, so she's the only one. So she closed the door and they left. Just for a few days, the husband came back in the evening, entered the house. Did I have serious bang on the door? Gang, 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 gang. Who is that though? Then the husband said, just wait, let me go and check who's on the door. They went and checked and he saw some men. He opened the door and he was like, what happened? They say, sir, you're under arrest. Under arrest, give me camera. What did I do? He said, when you get to the station, you will know. Where's your wife? She came out. They said, Oga, what happened? He said, Madam, you are an accomplice to this crime. So you and your husband is needed at the station. Me, accomplice. How? I'm not even, I hardly go out. What's the Since they say, okay, no wahala, she put on her clothes. She joined her husband and they left the station. When they got to the station, what happened, Oga? What happened? Everybody kept quiet. They said they should wait. They waited for like 2 hours, nothing. She now said, this thing is getting out of hand. Let me call my mother-in-law and your uncles so that they will know what is happening because we don't understand what is happening again. She now called her mother-in-law because her mother-in-law was the same state with them. Called the uncles. Before you know it, they will trust mothers now. She has fly 360. She's there. Okay, what happened to my son? What did my son do? What my daughter-in-law do? Just for them to be there, they just saw this boy and his parents, like another elder man and woman, followed the boy and entered the station. They were like, I didn't know this boy that used to come and sweep. One of these boys that used to come and sweep the compound. They kept quiet. So the officer now came and I said, hey, they are here. This boy is accusing your husband of RAPED. Okay, sir, repeat it again. We said this boy is accusing your husband of RAPED. And you are the accomplice because you're always around. And another thing is that we have already checked and we have confirmed that the boy was actually the child. That's when they get now talk so now. We're in a serious case, so now look at the boy, look at him, her husband, say, at what point? Where did this happen? My house, have you where? She kept quiet. So when everybody was like still in shock, she now said, Oga, officer, please ask this boy, has he ever come to the house alone? The officer now turned to the boy and asked him, "Little boy, have you come to the house alone?" You know now they are speaking their language. He said, "No, he has not come." Luckily for them, she too she grew up there, so she's hearing. He said, "No, he has not come to the house alone." So at what point did you see my husband? Or at what point did we have that kind of encounter? So the officer was like, "You have not come to the house alone." He said, "Yes." He said, "Okay, no wahala. But you used to come." She now asked again, "You come with other boys. Where are the other boys that used to come with?" Say they're in their house. And they're related to that same boy. So the officer now said, "Okay, what they will do is that the uncle and the father of the boy should go and bring those other boys." They were waiting. This thing was already going to midnight. They were waiting. So they brought those three other boys. They came. So they decided they were going to interview them one by one, not together. So that they will hear the truth share. They now called one in front of them, asked, "Do you know these people?" He said, "Yes." "How do you know?" He said, "We used to sweep Una Shara. We used to sweep for them once in a while." And I said, "Okay." After sweeping, what used to happen? He said, "They will just pay us and we'll go." Say, "Okay, how do they used to pay you?" He said, most times they used to give them one note. So they have to go together to go and share it. He now said, "Okay." Did anybody used to stay behind? You say, they was like shocked. No, say, "No, we all used to go together to go and share the money now." They left. They asked three of them the same story. So the officer now got, his hand was tight at that moment. Now said, "Okay, they should go. There's no problem." 2 days later, they got another call from the station that they should come, that the story has changed. They have found the real story. Oga, Ogini, and husband dressed. They went to the station. When they got to the station, they saw the boy and the parents. The next thing they said, it happened when the boy came alone. But you just confirmed a few days ago that you have never come there alone. So how did the story change? So the man was like, "I can no longer deal with this story again. Oh. I will hand it over to another officer, which is higher officer here." The officer have not even heard this. He just heard the story. Then he said, "Put the man in prison." Hey, that's how this man stayed 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days. They are looking for solution. The next thing, that lady was heavily pregnant by that time. But she was heavily pregnant when this thing was happening. She did not know what to do. So this man was staying in his prison. That day, although that day when they were going home, after they took the man to prison, the uncle of the girl now said, "Okay, let her go home and rest. They will find something they will do about it. They will start involving other people." So now we're going home. The man was like, Did you let your neighbor know about what is happening?" She did not tell her neighbor. You know the woman is not always around like that. She said, "No, tell your neighbor. Let your neighbor be informed. See, she know this. She's aware of this boy is coming to sweep in your compound." That's okay. When she get home, she'll tell the neighbor. That was it. So the next thing, before they will know, they want to transfer the case to court. Hey, hey. Like a joke, like a joke. They want to transfer the case to court. She said, "Okay, no wahala." She now called one lady that prays for them. The lady said, "Don't worry." After praying for her, the lady said, "Don't worry. Somebody will raise the same people that are like them against them. You see, what God cannot do does not exist." And she answered amen to that prayer. So she decided, "Okay, let me call my neighbor and tell my neighbor." She rang the neighbor. She didn't even tell the neighbor on phone. She was like, "Neighbor, come on, there's a problem." The woman thought maybe fire had burned the house. She rushed. When she got to the house, she's like, "What happened?" They said, "My husband is in prison." Oh. Say, "Prison?" Say, she now told her what happened. The woman got very offended, like, in this house, am I in this house? This thing is happening. Say, "Madam, wear your clothes, let's go to the police station." When they got to police station, what Oga, I'm also a member in that house. This kind of thing have never happened. I know these people. So you said at that point, the woman started talking about her family. She was like, this woman have been watching my family. She was like vouching for her and her husband that it's not possible. This kind of thing can this people not like. She was like, you see this neighbor that she thought does not even look at them. Actually, this neighbor is reading, studying all of them like this. That's how the police said nothing can be done. The only thing that can be done, they'll push them to court. She said, "Okay, no wahala." She came back. Her mind was still not settled. She now decided that she's the same language with that boy. I don't want to talk this thing. She now located the parents of that boy, went to their house and said, "Why are they doing this thing? What did these people do to them that they want to bring these people down?" Before you know, they started having issue. This one started, they started exchanging word, and she left them. This lady was heartbroken. She was really heartbroken. She did not know what to do anymore. So when they went to court, they said they have to transfer the case to higher court. That this court cannot, no, it cannot handle their own case. I don't know which court is down, but they had to try higher to higher. What's the name of that court? High court or something. And that's where they will handle the case. And for them to transfer the case, it will take like 7 to 9 months. He said, my husband will be in jail for 7 to 9 months. Organicwa. For something he knows nothing about. Not knowing that this same boy has involved another guy, another boy that is the same with them. But that boy was like 16 years or so. So they were like two now, they are charging for that case. Remember the first time they have applied for bail, they did not grant the bail for the man. So this second time when they decided they are going to charge him, they got a lawyer for themselves. Thank God they were related to some high religious people. So those high religious decided to put hand inside this case, and they got a lawyer for them. After getting this lawyer, they got to court. Now that they are going to grant the bail for the man. They granted the man bail. But the other guy was still in prison. And that guy stayed in prison for that 7 to 9 months before they transferred that case, before that case was held in high court. So the husband was actually a little bit lucky. So as they were going for this case, she was like, Oga, because before they granted bail, the man, the officer that was handling the guy's case was like, Madam, leave your husband here. He's more safe here than taking him home. That's when she knew they were in for serious mangana. Say, this man may be safer here. Yes, and it's true. Because this kind of case, if you have lived there, you know how big this case is. It's not a joking matter. Accusing you of this kind of case. If you notice that, if you read their laws, you know what this case means. If somebody accuses you of this kind of case, maybe before you even hear it, it's gone. So they actually grant the man bail. They involving other people. This they started reaching out to big, like everybody started involving big people because this case was going into another scenario. So they had to be involving people. And do you know the funny thing about this case? This lady, when she come out in the morning, she's about to step out or something. She will see the father of this boy in front of her gate. She don't know what he's doing. He will just come front of her gate and be doing one or two things. It's like, what is this people always coming to front of our gate to do? She was like, this is her neighbor. She would tell her neighbor, I'm always seeing this man in front of this gate. The man said, forget about him. I will handle it. Not knowing that they have started going the spiritual way. Oh. She was not even informed. It was after this story that she got to know about some of these things. The neighbor, God bless a neighbor. A good neighbor is a good neighbor. See, it's not about any distance. A neighbor is a neighbor. This neighbor went to their praying place to go and vouch for these people. She did not even know. They went to swear oaths. That when she went there, she stand for them. And when they asked this other family to swear, they said they would not swear. They refused to swear. So only her swear. I said, then why are you doing this thing to these people? She came back, but she was not settled. She said, Madam, I will fight for you. I don't know what is happening, but I will fight for you. She started calling people, calling this one, calling that one. That's when they now knew that this thing was more than what they thought. The next thing, they started hearing, Madam, leave this. They were telling the neighbor, leave this case. So this case is bigger than what you think. Oh. It's involving higher people. It's not small. It's not people that is down. So like, higher people. Which higher people like this? Leave this case. So that's what they were telling the neighbor. Leave this case. So that this thing is involving higher people. Oh, this they started, but how them just found this story up? As God will have it. When they got to court, before they got to court, she now decided, okay, they hand her that NAFDAC man. We were speaking like, this is what's happening to us. So the man said, Madam, this kilish, this business you started is the reason why you are suffering like this. That's when it dawned on her that she was in a competition with higher people in the same business. That is when it dawned on her that this was it was beyond, they were saying it as a little case, it was beyond that. Man said, anyway, I wish you all the best. They went to court, and finally, the man won the case. And during the funny thing, the person who stood for that lady was somebody, for that boy, was somebody she knew from childhood. And the lady was so ashamed that she had to come and meet this same lady and said, my friend, I'm sorry, I have no option. This is just nothing to do with personal reason. I'm just doing what they ask. I'm just working, doing my work, my job. Let me do my job. You see, at the end of this, it occurred to me that whatever you do in this life, be good. You see that neighbor, those people around you that you're thinking are not important people in your life. Be careful the kind of character you display in front of them. It determines whether they will stand for you or they will not stand for you. The funny thing is that this same Hajia stand as a witness for this family in court. That's how they won that case. You see, at least you greet somebody. Some people are with you, you will never greet them, you never talk to them, you have nothing to do with them. And remember, once bitten, twice shine. Be very vigilant. If you are doing anything, be very, like, be calculative. Be very calculative so you don't land yourself in trouble too.